Welcome back, everybody. February 18th, 2014, the second hour. Listening to the podcast. Want more info? 855-347-3696. 855-347-3696. By the way, are you a Benny Hinn listener? Are you coming to us from the Benny Hinn interview with Dr. Wallach? Well, if you are and you want more information, that number, 800-691-1730. 800-691-1730. And, of course, the number to call to speak to me, 866-582-9933. Let's go to New York and see what Naomi's up to. Hey, Naomi, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Yes, hello. This is Naomi. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Thank you so much for the call.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you. I was introduced to longevity by the Benny Hinn program where Dr. Wallach was interviewed. And boy, have I been studying and online and watching and doing all kinds of stuff. Very, very interested. My husband is the reason why I'm calling you.
Yeah.
He's 42 years ago. He had 2/3 of his stomach removed due to a duodenal ulcer.
Yeah.
Yes. When that surgery was performed, it caused a dumping syndrome.
Yeah.
And, you know, that situation with not enough liquids, you know, don't drink a lot, whatever. Soon after, developed a hyperthyroid.
Yeah, that's a result of the surgery, for sure.
And, well, try to prove that to the doctors because he's a vet and the ulcers were when he was in the military. It happened and the service connected, and they claimed that, no, there was no relationship between the thyroid problem and the...
well, of course they would. You know, Dr. Wallach, by the way, was a colonel in the United States Air Force. He still has his military. He can be recalled to active duty at any time. His military license never expires. Dr. Wallach's a big supporter of the military. And one of my favorite Dr. Wallach quotes is, there are two places you can give your life for your country, on the battlefield and at the VA, right?
Oh, my God.
It's true.
Well, the VA is his home away from home because he spent more time in the VA than I would care to share with you. But at any rate, so he had the thyroid. Then, of course, it was hyper, and they reduced it by doing the treatment called the radioactive iodine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So ever since he's been on what they call levothyroxine. And so, you know, basically... as I understand it, the duodenal section of the intestines is where much of the nutrients are fed into the bloodstream. Is that correct or not?
Well, that makes you the smartest girl in class. Yes. There are a number of places along the digestive tract that different nutrients are more likely than not to be uptaken by the system. However, the body has compensatory mechanisms, and when you yank out one part, the body will compensate, and it will be able to, you know, do its very best to fulfill the need elsewhere. But I have to tell you something, Naomi. You know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, right? And this is one of the recommendations why the name of this show is Fire Your MD Now, because more often than not, their therapeutics are half-assed. They're loaded with side effects. They don't take responsibility for what they did, and all they do is manage symptoms. And then every couple of years, something gets worse, for goodness sake. And what are we going to do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'll tell you what we're not going to do. What we're not going to do is try to guess where the body's point of no return is. Because you're absolutely right. There are different parts of the intestinal tract that are responsible for absorbing different nutrients, but it's not as straightforward and as cut and dry as that, because the body is a living, breathing, holistic organism with intelligence, God-given intelligence. So what we do every single solitary time is provide the body with absorbable recipes, and this is a very important thing to understand. Not all chicken soups are created equal, right?
Correct.
I bet your chicken soup is a whole heck of a lot better than the soup in the can at the supermarket. I bet your grandmother's was even better than that, right?
That's right.
That's right. Well, what's the difference? The recipe's the difference. Well,
exactly.
it's the same with nutritional supplements. The recipe is of maximum importance, especially if the digestive tract has been compromised, because, you know, the absorbability quotient of the supplement, it has to be high. Now, you don't know me from Adam. Thank you very much for finding me. Thank you very much for, you know, your attendance here. I appreciate it very much. And I've been involved with the clinical application of holistic medicine for 25 years. I've been around the block. I've used to work for a vitamin company that only sold to physicians, and I would represent them at medical conferences all around the world. I know a lot about the development and the delivery of medical nutrition in the world of holistic medicine. And I've got to tell you, as God is my witness, the reason that I'm here speaking as highly as I do about longevity, as frequently as I do, is because of all of the nutritional supplements that I've had the good fortune of being exposed to as a naturopathic physician, Dr. Wallach's recipes, Dr. Wallach's therapeutics, Dr. Wallach's nutritional supplements eclipse in effectiveness every other nutritional supplement that I've seen. His recipes are the best. He has the best chicken soup, so to speak. And that's why this is so effective, and that's why this company grows as much as it does, because it works. And, you know, that makes a big deal, especially when somebody's digestive tract is compromised. Right. Now, was he ever tested for H. pylori? Do you know?
No, he was not. No, as far as I know, he never was. Would that have something to do with the ulcer? Or? Yeah,
that's the most common cause of stomach ulcers is a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori. It's got nothing to do with stress. It's got nothing to do with exposure to Agent Orange. It's got nothing to do with any weird vaccine that they gave him when he was in the military. It has everything to do with a weakened digestive system, a weakened status quo of stomach acid, which allows a little bacteria to thrive and grow, and then you get an ulcer, and that's the single most common cause.
Okay. Well, at this point, well, we have been very much into nutrition over the years because I thought my husband was being flushed down the toilet. And so I did take into my own hands. I went to the health food store, got the nutrition almanac, and started to read all of the conditions. And by the way, I was the one who discovered that he had a thyroid condition. They were doing all kinds of head scans and all kinds of brain scans, whatever, to try to determine why he was losing so much weight and why he was such a mess. With that nutritional almanac, when I read the description of what, you know, conditions, and I saw that he did have the bulging eyes, he had the softened elbow tissue, the stuttering, and then the goiter was starting to show, and I said, Ben, you have hypothyroid when you go to the hospital.
So you're a better doctor than the VA doctors. I love it. I mean, I love it. This is so typical, Naomi. I can't tell you how typical this story is. And it's a nightmare out there. My God, it's
I learned a long time ago that I had to advocate for my family, that I could not sit. And I'm sorry. I think the profession, you mentioned it earlier, there are a lot of good things that we need doctors, but as far as where nutrition is concerned, they have just fallen off the rails. I know that.
Well, in a perfect world, the MDs would only be allowed to do surgery and trauma care because that's where they're really good at. I mean, thank God for military field surgeons. I mean, no kidding. The stuff they can do with surgery is awesome, but for things like this, I mean, they're just horrible.
Yeah. So at this point, my biggest thing is, okay, so it's good to know that at least he's got other ways of absorbing the nutrients and we're not just flushing them down the toilet. Because, you know, I've been giving him all kinds of health food.
Well, is he getting any better?
Well, for a long time, we were introduced to a product called alfalfa, and that, which is the reason why he had the stomach ulcer. When I was introduced to the alfalfa, he started to improve. He used to have sinus problems, the digestive problems, the problems with the joints, and all that stuff. Things began to improve, but over the years, he was only in his 20s then. Now he's 67. And he's still, and by the way, thanks to the medical profession at the VA, he's on high blood pressure medicine, cholesterol medicine. I finally got him to get off the cholesterol medicine, and he is taking that baby aspirin, 81 milligrams, but he's still under high blood pressure, and I can't understand how I didn't even know this, but he's on this drug that is supposed to be a diuretic. I said, why? Well, I was waiting for you. I said, Ben, what is this? He said, oh, it's a diuretic. I said, you hardly can drink any liquid, and you have a diuretic?
Yeah, it's
I could
insane.
not believe it.
I know, it's insane. It's incompetence. It's medical incompetence, plain and simple.
So he's taking all these drugs, and the levothyroxine, I think, even though it's a synthetic form of Synthroid, I don't think it's...
Yeah, all right. So look, we're in the interest of time here, Naomi. Let's cut right to the chase. What's his current body weight?
Ben is approximately 180.
Okay, great. So here's what I would recommend he does for the first 4 weeks. First 4 weeks, and then call me back and tell me what happened. Better yet, have him call me back and tell me what happened.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Give me his body weight once more.
180.
All right. So here's what I would do for the first 4 weeks. First thing, eliminate the 10 bad foods. He has to do that. That's mandatory.
And I don't know what they are. I was going to ask you, but I'll look it up.
Yeah, just go to my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for my free newsletter, and it's right there. By the way, you are a perfect candidate for my online health recovery subscription service. I've got so much information in the archives there. Visit the website and check that out. You're going to love what you see. Oh, it's a heartbreak. Stick around, Naomi. I'm going to dial this in for your husband when we come back. I appreciate you. Oh, my goodness, what a story. Ladies and gentlemen, we've said it before. We'll say it again. Foolish is as foolish does. Fire your MD now. Adopt a holistic medical method and walk into the undiscovered country of whole health. And here we come over the hill to the rescue. Science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition developed and delivered by licensed and regulated physicians, one of whom, my colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, literally wrote the book on medical nutrition, and that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. We're dialing it in here for Naomi's husband. Let me see if she's still with me. Naomi, are you still here? All right,
I'm here.
good. So here's what I'd like your husband to do for the first month. Number 1, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Number 2, get one bottle, only one, of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. One bottle of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0.
Got it.
One bottle of EFA Plus. That's like Edward Francis Albert, EFA Plus.
Got it.
2 bottles of Ultimate Selenium, SELEM like Nancy, IUM, Selenium. Oh, that's right. You're a smart girl. 2 bottles of Beyond Osteo FX. That's OST like Thomas, EOFX, Osteo FX. 2 of those. And last but not least, Beyond Selenium. That's all I want him to do for the first month. Plus, no.
Oh, GLO. GL something.
1 bottle of Ultimate Enzymes.
Oh, Ultimate Enzyme. And what about the GL something I read about?
No. So you don't need to worry about that. This is a most excellent holistic recipe. It's a most excellent holistic recipe, and it will eclipse in effectiveness any other type of fractionated nutrition. Now, this is where we're going to start.
Yeah.
We're going to start here, and then we're going to build on this if necessary. It's probably going to be necessary. So I just want us, because of his stomach condition, because of the long-term severity of this, we're going to ease into this baby slowly. Now, to get this stuff at the wholesale price, call 800-691-1730. That's the number for the Benny Hill listeners. If you're a Benny Hill, if you came to my radio show through Dr. Wallach's interview on Benny Hill,
Benny
Hinn. Why did I say Benny Hill? Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn. So it's been a long week, Naomi, and it's only Tuesday. Yeah, Benny Hill, that's quite a different character completely. If you came here through Benny Hinn, 800-691-1730. Otherwise, the number to call for information, 866-582-9933. And eliminate the 10 bad foods, Naomi. Give us a call back in 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll love to track your results here.
We'll call you in 4 weeks. Thank you so very much. And
You're welcome. God bless you, too. I appreciate you. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Benny Hill, where did that come from? You know who Benny Hill is? He's an English comedian. Quite a difference from Benny Hill to Benny Hinn. Kingman, Arizona's up next. Look like Diana's in the house. Hey, Diana. Thanks for the phone call. You were live.
Hello?
Hello, Diana. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I am calling for myself because I really need your help to straighten out what's going on.
All right, let's go.
I'm on dialysis.
Yeah. How many years?
Just one now. I'm trying really hard to get off with the Ultimate Daily.
Okay.
But where I'm on dialysis 3 times a week, I have a hard time satisfying them by not drinking a lot of water. And when I do come off of dialysis on a day, my kidneys are really super sore.
Yeah.
But I've been on the longevity for, probably at least 7-8 months. But I've gone from from being constipated to diarrhea, and I've diluted the 2.0 probably as much as 32 ounces for one scoop.
And you've eliminated the 10 bad foods?
No, I can't totally do that yet.
Well, that's the problem. There's only 2 things. Yeah, I mean, this is the school of tough love, right? There's only 2 things that interfere with the progress of a good medical nutrition program, and that's either you're not taking the right stuff at the right dosages, you're 300 pounds and you're only taking a 50-pound dose, or you're not absorbing what you're taking, and the biggest obstacle to absorption is wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You got to go gluten-free, man. You got to go gluten-free. Now, having said that, have any of the dialysis numbers improved? Because every time you go in, they check your blood. Has anything improved over what was happening before?
Well, they're checking us once a month, and my protein level, I've been trying to eat more eggs and drink also a protein drink, and that's coming up really slowly, but it's still only at 3.62.
Well, so where there's smoke, there's fire, right? And a reasonable person wants to know. So I would just bite the bullet, Diana. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. You're going to feel awesome. It's not that hard. And 4 weeks from now, you're going to be wondering, why did I have such a problem with that? That's what I want you to do for the next 4 weeks. Best of luck. Feeling better already, aren't you? Just from listening. I've got to tell you something. The truth has a particular ring to it. And that's why people are attracted to this program in droves now, because that's what we do. There's no funny business here. There's no conflation. There's no obfuscation. There's no bait and switch. There's nothing. All we do is tell the truth. Your body needs 90 essential nutrients in order to optimize its structure and function. Your body has the God-given ability to fix itself. The 90 essential nutrients are necessary for your body to be able to fix itself. The 90 essential nutrients are not in the food. They're not in the food. It's impossible to get them all from food, which means everybody is nutritionally deficient. And by everybody, I mean everybody that's not taking a longevity nutritional supplement, comprehensive nutritional supplement, i.e. 90 for life. On top of being nutritionally deficient, everybody is eating food all of the time that's harmful for the body, because we have had the great bad luck of listening to the food industry tell us what food to eat. And medical professionals who have no training in nutrition tell us what to do. It's like a ship of fools. So everybody eats all the wrong food all the time, and everybody's body is completely undernutrified all the time, and then things start to break. Then the MD shuffles the blame onto you. Can't be their lopsided view of the world. Can't be their outdated, old-fashioned, ridiculous therapeutics. Has to be your fault. You've got the fat gene. You've got the arthritis gene. You've got the bad stomach gene. You've got the bad thyroid gene. Whatever. And because they have monopolized the medical marketplace, you buy it hook, line, and sinker because you look around and you think to yourself, son of a gun, they're the only ones in power. They're the only doctors around. They're the only doctors my insurance company pays for. And you subconsciously believe that because they're number one, they must be the best. But they forgot to teach you in school that the reason that the MDs are number one is because they legislated themselves there in the 1920s with the help of the Carnegie Corporation and the Rockefeller Foundation. So, they're in first place, and they've kicked everybody else off the bus of medicine. Chiropractors didn't get a fair break. The American Medical Association was found guilty in federal court in the mid-'80s of promoting a 10-year slander campaign against the chiropractors. Found guilty in federal court of lying about the chiropractors. And they were ordered to pay the chiropractors $25 million in damages, which was ridiculous, a ridiculously low amount of money. You've got to be kidding me. But this is the nature of the people who are in charge of your disease management because they don't practice health care. They don't. They do not practice health care. If they did, we'd be getting healthier, wouldn't we? But we're not. Autism is skyrocketing. Alzheimer's is skyrocketing. Arthritis, no change. Heart disease, no change. Obesity, skyrocketing. ADD, skyrocketing. All of this stuff, all of the time, and we've been so socialized. We've drunk the Kool-Aid so deeply that we actually believe that our medical doctor, our MD, knows what's best for us. And they don't. They only know what they've been trained in. And what they've been trained in, as it turns out, is just one eeny-weeny-teeny piece of the pie of medical science. And it's awesomely, spectacularly great for surgery when surgery is necessary, for trauma care, and for a handful of infectious diseases. But for everything else, in fact, for most of the things that most people go to the doctor for most of the time, not only are their therapeutics completely ineffective, but they're the leading cause of bankruptcy and the leading cause of death. For goodness sakes, ladies and gentlemen, snap out of the matrix. Consider this radio program the red pill. Let's go to Texas and see what's shaking in Texas. Now, last thing I heard, everybody in Texas has a horse, a 10-gallon hat, and a 6-gun. Is that what it's like for you, Elizabeth? What's the name of your horse?
My horse, Stardust.
Stardust. I knew it. I knew you had a horse. See that? Hey, Elizabeth, thanks for the phone call. You're the greatest. How can I help?
Well, I'm calling this. I have some concerns about my daughter and her daughter.
All right.
My daughter's been exhibiting some symptoms of MS.
Oh, yeah.
And my granddaughter has neutropenia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. And is that your daughter's?
I was wondering if there's anything that can be done to...
Is that your daughter's daughter, or is that a different daughter? Is that
It's my daughter's daughter.
And that's the daughter's daughter. You just have one daughter?
I have two daughters.
But it's the one who's exhibiting signs of MS. Her daughter has the neutropenia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how old is your granddaughter?
My granddaughter's 2 years old.
Okay. And was there anything problematic about her birth at all? Was she early? Was she late? Was she good body weight, or was everything? What was it like?
C-section. They scheduled her for it.
Yeah.
I think she was on time.
Okay. And besides the neutropenia, is she okay?
Yeah, she's pretty much okay besides that.
Okay. Okay, well, this is an interesting thing. Of course, neutropenia is an abnormally low number of white blood cells. This particular type of white blood cells, which is called a neutrophil, of course, because it's a white blood cell, helps the body to fight infections, right? Now, here's our understanding of all of this, right? First of all, the MDs will tell you, and then I'll talk about MS. The MDs will tell you that neutropenia is, there's a gene that causes it, or it's just life, and that some people have funky immune systems, and you just have to roll with the punches, and you got, dealt a bad hand, and you just have to live with it, right? Right. It's nonsense. We are holistically oriented, and we believe that all things being equal, the body will optimize its structure and function at every possible turn. So, white blood cells are manufactured mostly in the bone marrow, which is the very, if you were to cut somebody's arm in half, right, and look at the bone, there's a red bullseye in the middle. That's called the marrow. Right. And that's where the white blood cells are made. So it would be reasonable to assume that if somebody has a low production of white blood cells, then it would be smart to support and promote the structure and function of the bone marrow, right? Right. Well, all right. So how do we do that? Well, we do that by supporting and promoting the structure and function of the bone, because the bone is intimately connected with the marrow. Right. And from our point of view, when the bone runs out of bone nutrients, it starts filling in the red marrow with connective tissue, forcing the marrow out. So now you've got connective tissue in where the marrow should be. And why do you have connective tissue in there? Because the body ran out of stuff it needed to keep the bones healthy. So what we recommend is, number one, you provide nutrition for the bones. Number two, you stop eating food that's gumming up the works. And number three, you get out of the way and let the body bounce back to the degree that it's able to. Sometimes we can get 10% better. Sometimes we can get all the way better. You just have to, look to see what happens. Everybody needs essential nutrients in their body every day. So, do you have any idea, or even a guesstimate of what your granddaughter's body weight is?
I want to say about maybe 30 pounds, give or take, 20, 30 pounds.
Okay, so I would start her with a 50-pound dose. And so what I would recommend would be, and you're going to have to write this down. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, 1 Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. 1 bottle of Beyond Tangy Tangerine. How's that for a name? Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. 1 bottle of that. 1 bottle of EFA Plus. 1 bottle of EFA Plus. 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo. OST like Thomas, EO, FX, Beyond Osteo FX. And 1 bottle of Liquid Glucogel Plus. Liquid Glucogel Plus. 1 bottle of Liquid Glucogel Plus. Now, how'd you hear about us, Elizabeth?
My sister, actually, she was just on the phone not that long ago.
Oh, very good. All right, so get with your sister. She'll, of course, tell you how to get these products and then how to take them. And your granddaughter gets the 50-pound dose, okay? She gets the 50-pound dose. I would just have her take this stuff for the next 6 months. 6 months from now, have her white blood cell count taken again and see if she's normal. Now, also, right, because this is a holistic phenomenon, this isn't specifically a program for white blood cell health. This is a whole person health maintenance program. So look to see how the child develops and how she feels and her sleep and her mood and her bowel movements and her skin and everything, right? Because this is not specifically a bone marrow treatment. It's a granddaughter treatment, and there's a great deal of difference, right? Okay. Now, we believe multiple sclerosis is caused by something called oxidative damage to the central nervous system. And oxidative damage is everywhere all the time. Oxidative damage makes wine turn to vinegar. It makes iron turn to rust. It makes food go bad. Oxidative damage causes the liver spots that you have on your skin. Oxidative damage causes cataracts in the eyes. And we believe when the central nervous system has oxidative damage, and it's in a particular part of the brain, you get MS. If it's in a different part of the central nervous system, you get Parkinson's disease or Lou Gehrig's disease or Alzheimer's. We believe that all of these illnesses are related to oxidative damage of different parts of the central nervous system. So in order to support and promote the structure and function of the central nervous system, it would be prudent to take one healthy brain and heart pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One healthy brain and heart pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. Per 50 pounds of body weight per month. And I don't want anybody off the mark taking more than 4 bottles of selenium a month. I don't want anybody doing that off the mark. So 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds per month, stopping at 4 bottles a month if she's over 200 pounds. And last but not least, a brand new product Youngevity has called Immortalium. 1 or 2 bottles of Immortalium a month. 1 or 2 bottles of Immortalium a month in order to support the body's elimination of free radical oxidative damage to the body. Now, another thing to do here, which is not to be overlooked, is diet. And because the brain and the central nervous system are made from cholesterol, then holy smokes, the recommendation is eat a diet that's high in cholesterol. And interestingly enough, even Harvard University agrees with us on this one. Their research clearly shows that Parkinson's patients who eat a diet that's 80% fat have improved symptomology. So she needs to eat whole butter and whole milk and whole cheese and yogurt with the cream on top, and no more margarine, no more fat-free anything. She wants to go for it. The best, cheapest, most comprehensive way to get cholesterol in the body is eggs, chicken eggs. Dr. Wallach, God bless him, for people with MS to support the central nervous system, recommends 12 eggs a day. I don't know if she can do that, but she wants to go crazy with chicken eggs. And last but not least, Elizabeth, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Get with your sister. She'll hook you up. Call us back in a couple of months. Thanks for finding your way into my listening range this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There's only one thing left I have to say. Oh, Canada. Let's finish it out with Rob in Canada, up there in the great white north. Hey, Rob, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thanks, Dr. Glidden, for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Happy to help. What's going on?
Well, I had some trouble last week. I developed an infection in my foot. I'm type 2 diabetic.
Oh, yeah. What was the nature? Or did you have an ingrown toenail or something?
Well, I got a blister. I guess I was walking too much. Take a hold,
Yeah, I get it. All right, man. So what's your deal? Are you doing any Youngevity stuff yet?
Well, I have some. It just arrived on Friday, thank God. Thank the Lord.
Okay. All right. Really, really good. So, all right. So here's what I would recommend that you do, and we got to nip this one in the bud, buddy. All right. You want to go to the health food store unless you ordered through Youngevity something called colloidal silver. But I don't want, if you don't have it, I don't want you to wait. I want you to go to the health food store or a Whole Foods or someplace and get a bottle of colloidal silver. You familiar with colloidal silver?
No, sir.
Okay. It's easy to find. Any health food store in the known universe will have it. It's I don't know, maybe cost you $10, $15 US. And it looks just like a clear, looks like water in a bottle, but it's not. It has really, really great antiseptic properties. And they're using colloidal silver in the most progressive burn hospitals all around the world. They'll use sterile gauze and sterile sheets saturated in colloidal silver in order to prevent secondary infections from showing up. So my recommendation would be to get the colloidal silver and then go to Walgreens or CVS or whatever you guys have up there in Canada for a pharmacy and get a spray bottle, an empty spray bottle. You could probably even get one at a hardware store, right? Just an empty spray bottle. Put the colloidal silver in the spray bottle, and every hour or two during the day. I want you to uncover the infection on the foot, and I want you to spray the crap out of it, 2 or 3 sprays with the colloidal silver, and then I want you to put a bandage over it, right? Put a Band-Aid or some gauze or something on it. I want you to repeat that every couple of hours. Colloidal silver bandage, colloidal silver bandage, colloidal silver bandage, colloidal silver bandage. And then right before you go to bed, I want you to get a sterile gauze pad. I want you to soak it in the colloidal silver, and then I want you to Band-Aid it or tape it or do whatever you want onto the infection of the foot. That's what I want you to do externally. Now, internally, you need to start as soon as possible, right, with the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack. Is that the one that you got?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Did you get anything else besides the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack?
I'll have some plant-derived minerals and some glucose gel and selenium.
Okay, great. Take all of those. The plant-derived minerals, I mean, all of this stuff is going to be really good for you. And the reason that this develops, or the reason that it's a problem in diabetics, is because of your body's inability to metabolize sugar. Remember, sugar is your friend, man. Your DNA is made from sugar. Sugar is not the Antichrist. The problem with sugar is your body's ability to metabolize it. When the body is burning on all 16 cylinders, they know the sugar metabolism is like a 5-lane highway, and everybody's cruising down the highway at 75 miles an hour, and life is great. But when the body loses minerals, the traffic starts to get bottlenecked, and 5 lanes go down to 3, and then to 2, and then to 1. And when that happens, the normal, healthy amounts of sugar that are in the blood start to pile up in the blood and linger too long in the blood. When sugar lingers too long in the blood, it feeds bacteria that's everywhere all the time, and that's how secondary infections develop in diabetics. So we have to get the blood sugar under control. So, what's your body weight?
About 300.
Okay, I would do for the next 7 days 4 ounces of the plant-derived minerals a day. 4 ounces of the plant-derived minerals a day. And 12 sweeties a day. 12 sweeties a day, plus the other nutritional supplements appropriate for body weight. But do 12 sweeties a day, 12 selenium a day, and 4 ounces of the plant minerals a day, plus the other supplements for body weight, or whatever fits the budget. Call me back next week. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, you did it again. God willing and the creek don't rise. I'm back in the saddle tomorrow. See you tonight on a worldwide webinar.